Hello? Anyone home? I'm lost. Can I use your phone? Anyone? Do you mind if I use your fireplace for a minute? You live here? I'm sorry, I knocked. The door was open. I got lost. I was separated from my
Your boat.
What?
Yes, that was your boat.
You've seen it then?
Ah, yes. Bad luck.
Where is it?
It's making a merry cruise right down the channel now.
Didn't know anyone lived on this island.
You and many others. That fire is just going to warm your exterior, I'm afraid. We'll have to do something about that. Well, I have a little whiskey for you. That should warm you up a bit.
Thanks.
I'm afraid we're not going to be able to get you back to your conveyance right away.
You live on this island and you don't have a boat?
I'm afraid not. But as I said, you're welcome here.
You don't find that a little bit inconvenient?
No, I don't. Well, we send for what we need when we need it.
Just seems a bit odd.
As for the boat, we'll see what we can do. Supper will be at 7. I hope you like a little wild fowl. This one is young, and it shouldn't be too tough. Oh, I'll have to give you something to wear as well. You'll want to get out of those things.
Thank you for all the trouble you're going to.
Oh, believe me, it's no trouble at all. That should do. You can change upstairs or in the room right over there.
Thank you. Ah, I see you're observing the birds. Clever animals, those birds. Yes, well, ornithology is a bit of a hobby of mine. I see the robe hasn't done you too badly. Yes. Well, I'll have the girls take care of your things and freshen them up. Girls?
Oh, my daughters, of course. Girls, come out here. Come on out. Don't be shy. He won't bite. Now, let's not be all day, dear. Come on. Come and meet our guest. This is
Martin DeBaines.
Martin DeBaines. He's had a little accident and he'll be with us for a little while. These are my daughters, Annabella and Ginger Lynn. And my name is Halliwell.
Call me Martin.
He doesn't look at all like you told us.
He has a wanky, doesn't he?
I'm afraid you'll have to forgive my daughters. You see, we don't have too many guests out here.
I'm not surprised. Does anyone on the mainland know this place exists?
One or two.
Don't you, they find it lonely?
We're not in need of anything, it appears, not even companionship. Girls, go, take his things and freshen them up, okay?
care for another drink.
Sure.
Then I'll leave the bottle of brandy with you. You know, Martin, I would love to stop and stay and chat with you. I'm sure you have some wonderful exploits to tell. However, we're not used to unexpected guests arriving here, so I'll have to prepare the dinner myself. You see, it gets dark early. We only have a nominal amount of electricity. And frankly, we don't have many of the conveniences of modern civilization. We don't even have a television set. However, there are books for you to peruse, right there in the shelves behind you, and also upstairs in the office. So I leave you to yourself.
Thanks. I'll be fine.
White meat or dark?
Doesn't matter.
You know, you were very lucky. We've had some rather temperate weather recently, but if you had arrived during one of our Arctic blasts, you could very well have frozen to death.
It can get pretty nippy.
Sister used to say it would freeze your tits off. You did.
Girls.
So, what brings you up this way?
Research.
Research? What kind of research do you do out here?
Well, I'm a biochemist. I work for a lab that's partially funded through the state university program. Right now, we're looking for trace elements of various pollutants in ground and running water.
You see, he's here to make our water clean.
I thought it was clean already.
Well, it is, for the most part. But there's always a smaller percentage that we do have to find out about.
Well, Martin, we use well water exclusively here.
Is that safe?
Well, as far as I know.
So, what do you do exactly?
Oh, well, I take samples of various water sources, the shore of a stream, middle of a lake, the bottom of a well, and then I put them in little tubes, I spin them in a centrifuge, and then I look at them under a microscope, and that's what I do all day long.
Well, that sounds boring.
Sister?
She's right, you know. It can be pretty boring. That's why I volunteer for field work. It gets me out of the lab.
What's a centrifuge?
Well, that's a machine, my dear, that spins things around.
It separates lighter from heavier compounds.
That's important?
You'll have to forgive my girls here. I've tried to raise them all by myself, but you see what I have to work with.
They were raised on this island.
Oh, yes.
Have they never been to school?
When I could afford it, and when I didn't disagree with the subjects being taught in their curricula.
And their mother also taught?
No, I'm afraid their mother is dead.
I see. Sorry. Have either of you thought of continuing your studies?
No, they have not. Martin, would you care for some more white meat or dark meat?
No, I have enough, thank you.
Oh, are you sure? After all, it's Annabelle's specialty.
Oh, well then, sure, I can have some more.
Ah, that's a healthy young man speaking there.
I made the dressing.
Yes, it looks very good.
All you would like. Yes, indeed. You've got to keep your strength up. And we'll see about getting you ashore tomorrow. You just leave it to us.
I sure do appreciate all this.
It's our treat. You're very welcome.
Yes?
How do you sleep?
Huh?
How do you sleep? Do you like something on your feet? Do you wear something to bed, or do you sleep, you know?
Well, since I'm used to knocking around in the woods, I dress to suit the occasion. Why?
Well, Papa asked me to give you one of his nightshirts if you wanted it.
Oh,
Will it suit the occasion?
I suppose so, yes.
Papa suggests wearing the nightshirt only. He said, how did he put it? Men are more reproductively potent when they don't wear anything constrictive below the waist.
Does he?
Papa feels that all of a man should be thoroughly rested.
Papa sounds like a smart man. Or a horny one. Come in.
Something for your feet and a little shawl to wrap on your shoulders. It gets chilly here at night.
Everyone's so thoughtful.
I'll just be a minute. I love the feel of a feather bed, don't you? It feels so like the inside of a womb, don't you think? Poor boy, can I get you anything?
No, thank you. I swallowed wrong.
Are you sure? If you need something to wash it down with, I can get you something.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
All right, then. For your feet.
Thank you.
Good night. Sleep well.
Good night.
Dream of pleasant things.
Those girls need to get out more. Both? As long as it's not the big ugly guy.
Well, Martin, I was about to retire, and I thought I'd stop by to see if you were secure for the night.
I'm fine. Your girls have seen to that.
Oh, yes, they're good girls. Well, say, do you mind if I stop in for a moment? Thank you. Yes, I always have a bit of brandy before I retire, and I thought you might enjoy joining me.
Thank you.
This is some special brandy that I keep for special occasions. Here we go. Yeah, there we are.
Thank you.
Cheers. Good, huh?
Very good.
Yes. Well, I tell you, I do keep my daughters away from the liquor cabinet, though. I like to keep it around for special occasions. You know, I don't let my daughters near the liquor cabinet. I'm afraid I find drinking and women somewhat vulgar. And I've taught them as such. I suppose you think I'm old-fashioned for that, eh?
Some might think it odd, but I guess I see your point.
Well, we all have our peculiarities, huh? The ladies, charming as they are, don't seem to have the knack for picking up on some of our more masculine pleasures. Being out here with the two of them, it gets a little lonely at times. I sort of miss the company of my fellow steers.
Don't you ever get off the island?
These days? Almost never. I'm too old to go gallivanting around the territory, just searching for whatever someone else considers worthy. Well, it does get a bit lonely, but then For the most part. I wouldn't have it any other way.
How did you come to settle here?
I own it by birthright. I come from a line of generations that have been on this island for years. Well, you know, houses have changed. They've been burnt and rebuilt, but we have been here.
And nobody knows you're here?
We are very quiet people.
What's kept you here?
Well, I do not like the world.
And the girls?
Well, they're free to come and go as they wish. But they've chosen to stay. You don't look like you believe me. You can ask them yourself if you like.
I just find it a little hard to believe.
Oh, I know. Young women, particularly of that age, well, they tend toward the frivolous. They're always seeking adventure and adventurous young men. And, frankly, I see nothing wrong with that. But these two, my two daughters, they're more of this land than I am. They'll venture off from time to time, but they always return. You could call that their peculiarity. And you, what about yours? Your peculiarities.
Oh, I don't know. I guess money doesn't mean that much to me.
Well, and a good thing. You're a scientist, aren't you?
You've got that right.
So tell me, if not money, what does?
I don't know. Doing something right for the planet, I guess. After years of abuse, we've got a chance to fix what we nearly destroyed, and I get to be a part of that.
And just what is that? What is that exactly?
The healing, rather than the destroying.
Ah, the land. Yes, it's in your blood. See? You're not so different than we are.
You mean I'm just as peculiar?
Well, if you like. Now, tell me, what do you think of my daughters?
Well, they're nice and all, but they seem a bit...
Naive?
Yeah.
Well, in some ways they are. But once you get to know them, they may surprise you. I suppose I should let you get your rest. I'm glad that we had this little chat. Take care of that head now.
Thanks for everything you've done, all your help.
Well,
I don't know what state I'd be in if I hadn't found this place.
oh, you're very welcome. And you have a good night now, Martin.
Good night.
Well, bad luck. It looks like you're going to be with us for a little while. Martin?
Appreciate it.
Yes, well, I keep plenty of provisions around on the island, just in case something like this happens.
Were you able to retrieve my boat?
Lump did, I believe, although he's out right now. I'll ask him when he returns.
What does he do around here?
Oh, my dear boy, everything that I do not.
Where'd you find him? I take it he's not a relation.
Oh, no, he's just merely a servant.
And that's his name?
Lump, yes. Well, what would you call him?
Bigfoot?
Well, I admit he's sort of the simple type. However, he's just as harmless as a little lamb.
Where'd you find him?
Oh, my. We have taken our inquisitive pills this morning, haven't we?
I'm sorry. I guess I'm being nosy.
No. That's all right. Actually, I met a Lump on the mainland. That was some years ago. He's a bit of a foundling. He had no place to go. And I certainly couldn't get around the way I used to. So he's been here ever since. And that was, let's see, how many years ago now? I can't remember. My mind. It's really terrible these days.
Well, people in town are used to seeing him.
Oh, you mean Cape Christie? I suppose so. They have seen him on occasion.
Well, don't they wonder where he goes?
I really don't know. And frankly, I do not care.
I'm just amazed by this invisibility you seem to possess.
My dear boy, have you ever read Thoreau?
Yeah, why?
I suppose you have an admiration for the man?
Thoreau, Carlson, Leopold, Muir, I've read them all.
Ah, the classics.
If you say so.
Well, this Thoreau you so admire, you don't suppose he was just a bit of a fool, huh?
No, why?
Well, I admit that he has many merits, yes.
And many indeed, but he never made that complete break from his neighbors, his fellow men.
And you've succeeded where he failed, with all these trappings of the mainland around you.
I admit I haven't succeeded. I have tried, but I must say I did start late.
I thought you'd always been here.
No, only in name. When I was younger, I was of your mind. I was seeking out adventure and causes. Yes, but Martin, the world doesn't allow you to practice your ideals the way you would like to do so.
So you shelter yourself away from it here then, eh?
Well, that's a privilege of old age, Martin.
All right then. So who do you prefer to fools like Thoreau?
Darwin, for instance. He's simple, direct, focused.
But not very humane.
Humanity be damned. What has it ever done for you? You yourself said that the world has almost been destroyed by humanity.
That was lack of humanity. Humanity is saving it.
Oh, my dear boy, you are noble.
Well, I'll be damned.
I've finally met a noble person, and he's sitting right here in my own living room.
Cute.
But I'm not being funny.
No, I'm being very serious, Martin. You really are noble. Well, you're rather an extinct species, I must admit. But how refreshing. It's like having a stegosaurus right here in your own home.
Oh, it's beautiful outside.
Oh, look at Martin. Come outside and play.
He's not going anywhere, is he?
Out. Yes, snow is for the youth. Let the old hibernate with the comfort of their thoughts. Noble. He gets more promising every hour.
Are you gonna give up yet?
You have to capture one of us.
Oh, and what do I get if I catch you?
A kiss.
A kiss.
Oh, this is a prize your father easily lets you deal out to strangers.
You're no stranger. Not anymore.
Besides, what do you care so much about what Papa thinks anyway?
It's not Papa that worries me. It's this trained chimp I'm concerned about.
Lump.
Lump is harmless.
Says you. Well, you'll forgive me if I'm careful about taking chances.
You know, you're not quite the adventurer that I thought you'd be.
Yeah, but I am a live one.
Not without our help.
Yeah.
There's nothing says you can't claim the second prize. Next time, earn it.
Martin, have you finished your drink yet?
Huh? Yeah.
Well, you care for another?
No, thanks.
You're rather reserved this evening. I don't see that youthful enthusiasm that one would expect from such as you.
In the first place, it's been a few years since high school, and I was never a frat boy.
Well, panty raiding is not in your blood.
Let's just say I need more than just a few panties to chase.
Oh, what is it that you do chase, Martin? Water drops in tiny test tubes?
Well, that's a method to a greater end.
And what just is that end?
I don't know, science, I suppose.
Oh, never, never. I don't care what your ambition is or how much you seek out knowledge. Science alone is never something to live for.
You think so?
Yes, I know so. There has to be a personal reason behind it, a personal ambition.
Well, maybe you're right. I used to think mine was science, and now?
And now?
I don't know. It's become a lot of dull routine, hasn't it?
Well, I don't know. Has it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a job that I do for somebody else, like any other job. I don't know what my purpose is anymore.
Well, I suppose to gather information for somebody else to use.
Yeah. Is that enough?
Well, you tell me.
Sometimes I wonder if there isn't something more for me out there, somewhere.
Well, is that what you've been so quietly thinking about this evening, huh?
Yeah, I mean, look at you, look at this place. Giving yourself a pretty nice life here without too many troubles about the outside world to bother you. Wouldn't I like something like this someday?
In the first place, this place here is not as idyllic as you would suppose. There are many drawbacks to our lifestyle here. And in the second place, anyone and everyone who's out of school, when they attain a certain goal, a certain ambition, a place in life, they stop and say, well, is it all worthwhile? Maybe I should be someplace else. Maybe I'll be happier there. So you see, these ruminations that you're going through, well, I would suggest you ignore them because it's just a simple change of venue for you for the moment. You see, it's a maturing process that everyone goes through. It's one that you're going through.
I guess you're right.
Well now, having realized my wisdom, I'll ask you again. May I freshen up your drink?
No.
Well, you certainly would be a cheap, if rather priggish date.
Yes.
I must say.
Yes, I would.
Well, enough of this dry company. I think it's time for me to retire. Yes, I'll leave the evening to the young. And good night, Annabella.
Good night, Papa.
And good night, Gingerland.
Good night, Papa.
Good night, children.
Mister's so serious. Mister wants to sit and brood.
He's lost in his thoughts.
Maybe we should give him a map.
Cut that out. Stop. You're tickling me.
Mister's ticklish. Mister isn't so serious after all.
Cut it out. Stop that.
You poor baby.
Poor Mister has got nothing but girls to torment him.
Isn't it a little past your bedtime?
It is. Care to tuck me in?
I think you're old enough to do that yourself. So am I, if you'll excuse me.
I'm afraid the ice is too thin, Martin. You're going to have to stay for a while.
You sure you don't have a phone? Hey!
What are you brooding about? You were just saying last night how you envied us.
Guess I'm at a place of my own somewhere. Someday.
Well, it seems to me you've got your wish. At least temporarily.
Well, I have to get back. Got a job. People are worried about me.
What sort of people?
A wife? A girlfriend, maybe?
No, but people. Lots of people.
Poor mister, got no one to go home to. Now Mister's stranded.
Do you always talk that way around guests?
What guests?
Well, maybe if you did, you... And what's the point of that silly game you're playing?
Keeps our fingers busy. What's the point of fuming about nothing?
Oh, ha, ha, ha. Look, I don't mean to sound ungrateful. I appreciate everything that you and your father have done for me, but I do have to get back. I can't believe that you'd be out here without a phone or some way of contacting the mainland. What if something happens to one of you? What if you get sick or there's a disaster?
Lump takes care of most of that.
Well, what if he can't get off the island, if it's night or storm or thin ice?
It's never been an issue before.
Don't you think it's something you ought to give some thought to?
Mister's got all these worries in his mind. What's to become a mister?
God, it's like talking to a brick wall. You'd think a pair of girls would be starving for a phone.
We belong here.
You were just singing its praises last night.
Where do you belong?
Not here. Not here.
What's wrong with here?
Nothing. Nothing other than the fact that it doesn't have a phone. God, apparently once you get on this island, you need some sort of heavenly blessing to get off. What about you two? Don't you ever want to get off the island?
Why?
Men. Don't you want to meet some guys somewhere?
You're here.
Yes. Your point being?
Well, you're pacing, my boy. And you seem to have a storm on your head.
I didn't mean to disturb you.
Oh, you're not disturbing me.
I do have to get going.
Well, in due time.
I don't mean to be ungrateful, but...
But I'm sure you're not. You're not the ungrateful type. But let me say it for you. You want to get off the island, I know. But tell me, what awaits you in that special land you call home?
My responsibilities...
Your responsibilities, well, they'll be there when you return. Responsibility. Ah, what a word. It has a way of putting you into prison, don't you think? I have nothing wrong with the proper use of responsibility, but I can tell you it's often used as a ball and chain, or simply as an escape from what you should really want to do in your life, if you let it.
Huh?
Now, you take that job of yours. Yes, it's admirable, your care, concern, responsibilities. But what about responsibilities to yourself? Now, doesn't that count? What about those inner needs you express so eloquently about living in a place such as this?
I would hardly... Look, that was just wishing. People will be looking for me.
Ah, people. Those people again. And who are these people who demand so much on you?
Come on, you know what I mean.
No, not entirely. Now, look, don't worry. Nobody comes here, not even rescue parties. Now, these particular people you won't have to worry about. But, tell me, what about these other people that have you in a dither?
I'm not going to play word games with you, sir. I only bring it up because I was wondering if there's any way back to the mainland, or any way of getting me off this island.
No, I'm afraid not. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, we could use smoke. Yes, smoke signals, that's it. Now, I wonder if I have a book on smoke signals around here.
Cute.
Ha ha, you're being petulant now.
I don't appreciate being made fun of.
My dear boy, I'm not making sport of you. I assure you. All right. Well, maybe a little, but it's not mean-spirited. I'm, shall I say, poking your rib gently at your seriousness. There's nothing you can do at present, so why don't you just relax? Why don't you have a glass of wine Or play a little gin rummy with the girls.
Well, there's another thing. Look, haven't you ever let those two out on a date in their lives?
Now listen, my girls are free to do as they like.
Haven't you ever let them...
never prevented them from coming or going or doing anything they would like.
Haven't you ever let them off the island?
Of course they have. Lots of times.
How come they hang around here?
Because they choose to. You yourself told me how wonderful it is to live here.
Don't let a little bit of late-night rumination go to your head. It seems to be coming back to haunt me.
Well, if everything you say you really don't mean...
I do mean what I say. It's just... Look, we're off the subject.
Are we?
Yeah. Listen. Last night I thought I heard one or both of them trying to get into my room.
Oh, and did they?
Yeah, and other things. Little flirts, gestures. I think I'm some sort of target for the both of them.
Oh, my. You believe that both of them are interested in you? Oh, whatever shall we do? I've tried to raise them right, but you know girls.
Be serious. Look, I don't think they've been around men that much. Don't you think they ought to get off this island for their own sake?
Well, I think you underestimate them. But tell me now, Martin, what do you really think about all of this?
Me? Well, I'm imposing. I'm a guest. You're their father.
Well, in the first place, I told you before you're not imposing. Didn't I make that clear? And secondly, well, you find them somehow disturbing? And you're objecting to that because, what, I'm their father?
No, but look, there's something peculiar about those two. They seem, well, their personalities, it's hard to tell them apart sometimes.
Oh, well, that's easy. Annabella is the smart one.
Really? How do you tell?
Well, in Annabella's case, it's obvious that her intelligence and her height are not mutually exclusive. I grant you that they lack the sophistication that one of your stamp would expect. After all, they've lived on the island with me, and they've modeled their behavior on each other to some degree. They haven't had the chance to model themselves on the hard edges of some outer worldly woman. They're quite content with their state. Now, I wouldn't deny them if they wish to leave, including leaving this place for some big city, well, any city they might choose, if that's what they really wanted. As far as this business with you and them, what goes on between you and them is none of my business. You are all adults, and you need no old man to meddle in the trafficking that goes on between you. So, now, have I answered all your immediate concerns? Oh, Martin, dinner will be at 7.
I'll brush off my tux.
I knew you were up to no good. You leave him be. No one need know.
Annabella, my medicine!
Damn it.
This pain! Annabella!
I haven't spotted anything worth looking at yet. I'm not even sure it's worth bringing the dogs into this area. Why don't you finish up at the point, and I'll scout out what I can out here the rest of the day. If we got time, we'll bring the dogs in later today. If not, we're gonna have to wait till tomorrow. That's if the weather holds. But I'll give you a shout as soon as I spot something. Okay. 10-4.
Keep an eye on him, Lump. And when he gets closer, make sure he has a little accident. In the meantime, I'll have a look on our Sleeping Beauty and see how he's doing.
Don't these people believe in clocks either? How would they go? At least Gilligan had 6 others to help him out. You startled me. I don't suppose you can tell me where everyone's gone off to? No, I guess not. You're mute, aren't you? Yes, well... what do you want? So what's this? Soap? Lotion? A loofah? So either the girls are trying to find a fragrant way of buttering me up, or they're just trying to tell me I stink, huh? Thank you. I shall do as I'm bid. I believe that a couple of the Christians may have gotten loose in the cellar. See to it, would you, old man? Maybe the girls will show up and feed me wine and grapes. So at this point, you know, we've told him about his wallet like 5 times. He gets up, he leaves. The bartender takes it, puts it in the lost and found, right? And no sooner does that happen, he stumbles back in, starts screaming his head off about who picked my pocket. Okay, I guess he had to be there. Okay, check this out, right? There we go. Okay, well. Nothing. Never claimed to be a comedian. You know, around the lab, I'm a pretty funny guy. So, you a card player? Chess player? Spitting contest, maybe? Give each other enemas. That was a joke. I was just joking. I didn't mean to insinuate anything. Sorry.
Martin, you're up.
Hi, honey. You're home.
I like the sound of that. Thanks for taking care of our guest, Lump.
Yep. Just hanging with my bro, my main man, Lump. You know, he's really a cut-up once you get him going. Here, I thought he was just your average run-of-the-mill jailer.
Oh, how you talk.
Well, that is what he's here for, isn't it?
Just to see to your needs. I know he's not big on personality, but...
Personality? He doesn't have a personality. For that, you have to be alive. So, where did you two wander off to?
The other side of the island.
And what's on the other side of the island?
The opposite of this side.
Papa has an experimental station set up. He's trying to upgrade our energy needs with solar panels and windmills. He's planning on installing some in the house in the spring.
Still costs money. Has Papa been stockpiling?
You know, every now and then you get an inquisitive tone in your voice that makes it sound like you're up to something.
I do not. And look at that. She's eating an apple.
So?
Fresh produce. Where do you get fresh produce around here? Tell me you haven't been to the mainland.
You know, we do happen to have a greenhouse. We even grow some things hydroponically.
Oh, and who runs it? You? No outside help? Or are they sworn to secrecy?
Is that what this is about? You think you're being held prisoner here?
Aren't I?
For what purpose?
I don't know. You tell me.
Mr. I'll be fuddled.
Stop that.
Yes, Ginger Lynn, please. You know, you're free to go whenever you like.
How?
Well, for heaven's sakes, if you're that anxious to leave, we can have Lump arrange for you to cross the water as soon as it's safe.
Oh, is that what Papa tells you every time you try to leave?
That's not the same.
Well, I guess the real power behind the wheel here is Lump. Guess I ought to have him arrange a few things for me. That is, if I could get him to talk. Look, I'm sorry. Guess I'm being a jerk. Forget it.
You know, I thought you'd be in a better mood after a nice long bath. You did take a long bath.
Yeah. It was very nice. Thank you.
Mr. All better.
You worried about your friends and family?
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't have much of either. I tend to be too busy to accommodate such things in my life.
Relax. You know, what goes good after a nice long bath is a shoulder rub.
And foot massage.
There you go. You're so tense. What do you got to worry about, To be held prisoner, you have to be kept from something. What are we keeping you from?
At the moment, beats me.
Well, I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Yeah, like that would stop you.
I have some good news for this homesick young man here. There's been a ship offshore down at the other end of the island in the deep water there.
You don't say.
It looks like it's a Coast Guard. I'm not sure, but I would think they were looking for you.
You have to take me.
Oh, by the way, I raised a flag, too. You know, we have nautical flags here on the island.
It'll only take me a minute to get dressed.
Yes. Well, I thought that would brighten up your day a bit. Oh, coming, girls?
I think we'll wait here.
We shouldn't be too long. I think that Martin is in for a little disappointment. Oh, and fix up a cot, will you?
No, you enjoy this too much.
Oh, my dear. How do you think I won your mother?
Game of cards?
Well, I'm afraid they're gone. Too bad. But they may be back.
Where'd you say that flag of yours was? I don't see any.
Oh, right over there around that corner. Oh, well, perhaps it did blow down. You know, those old poles just aren't as strong as they used to be.
Couldn't have stayed till they spotted you.
At my age, what do you expect? Me to do a song and dance down on the beach? Or better yet, burn up the whole forest just to save your ass?
Well, it wouldn't hurt to have a shortwave radio.
Well, I did have one, but the damn thing broke.
Why didn't you tell me? I can be pretty handy with electronics. Maybe I can fix it for you.
No, I'm afraid I sold it for parts.
Can't believe you're so trusting in your luck that you're willing to risk your safety and that of your daughters without taking any precautions.
Well, chalk it up to a foolish old man. Now, shall we get back? It's getting cold out here. And I'll have Lump keep a lookout in case something pops up.
You sure know how to comfort a guy.
My dear fellow, you're on a great adventure. See it as such. If you're going to spend all of your time fuming and fussing about your present predicament, you'll never be able to grasp the opportunities of your present circumstances.
What opportunities?
That's the point. Now, Lump.
I think he wants us to follow him.
You're right.
Is Timmy trapped in a well?
Oh.
Holy shit!
Well, is that a companion of yours?
I don't know him.
Coast Guard, perhaps?
No uniform.
Well, he was out looking for you, though, I'll bet.
You know how many visitors you get around here. You tell me.
Is he all right?
Chilled to the bone, no doubt, but is he dying? No. Doesn't look like he has any broken bones, but I'm not a doctor. No cell phone. No radio. Who the hell goes out into the woods without any form of communication?
Well, you for one. Huh. Perhaps he's another stupid biochemist. Well, let's not leave him out here any longer. Lump will take him in, and you have the younger leg, so you run back to the house and tell the girls to get a cot ready with some warm blankets. And I'll stay with the boy in case he wakes up on the way back. Any change?
His color's a bit better.
Sleeping like a baby.
Oh, he'll need it. I imagine he'll have a good story in the morning, but I don't think he'll rouse himself up in the meantime.
According to his wallet, he's Norman Crayley of Scotts Bluff. Volunteer firefighter. He's looking for me, all right. I told you so.
No. Picture of a dog. No wife, no family, no girlfriend, at least no pictures.
Unless it's the dog. Sorry.
Norman, you have your beauty rest. And ladies, may I suggest that you do the same? After all, there's not much you can do anymore for him right now.
I'd like to stay with him a bit longer. If that's okay.
I'll take second watch.
Women's work, eh? Well, Martin, we shouldn't stand in the way of our nurses seeking perfection in their craft. Let us behave like the sane gentlemen we are and retire early, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
I'll do my best to find some good old scotch to settle our nervous stomachs. Your stomach is nervous, isn't it?
No.
Oh, well then, all the more reason you'll enjoy the scotch. Ah, Norman. We're glad to see you're in some phase of recovery. Tell me, does anything come back yet?
No.
Well, it will in time. In the meantime, you just relax and be a good patient. You have two good nurses here who are very concerned about your welfare. Ah, Mr. DeBaines. Come meet your hapless savior. Norman, it's true, isn't it, that you were out there looking for our other boarder here?
Still quite fuzzy. You're not,
Martin DeBaines.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been looking for you, man.
And you found him, or rather, he found you.
Alone?
Yeah, but there's a story behind that. Shit. I better report in.
How?
I had a phone with me.
I'm sorry, young man, but we found no communication devices at all with you whatsoever.
That's odd.
It gets even odder.
You don't either, obviously.
No, we don't.
What Martin is trying to tell you is that we have never established any permanent communication or any link, such as a telephone, with the mainland whatsoever.
No link? Why the hell not?
I happen to like my privacy. And frankly, it hasn't been needed that much either.
But what about...
Yeah, we've been over that. You're wasting your breath.
Yes, we can talk about my idiosyncrasies some other time. Right now, I want you just to relax and get well. Now, the powers that be should be out there looking for you, now that both of you are here. So, it should be quite simple and effective to light a fire, eh, Martin, for all to see. You're both as good as home. Norman, you just rest up while we plot our course of action. And, Ginger, then, you take good care of our patient.
I will, Papa.
I'll see to things in the kitchen.
Ah, there you are, Martin. Our home, a sample of efficiency, if there ever was one. Who needs civilization?
When you can reinvent it here.
You know I'm going to regret having strangers on my island here just for the sake of you and Norman.
Somehow I think you'll survive.
Yes, but will my girls, will the sight of all those masculine lifesavers taint forever the purity of their minds?
You couldn't care less, and you know it.
Well, that's true, but you do, because you think I've got some scheme up my sleeve. Now, you admit it, don't you?
All right, I admit it. There's something I find about this place and you and the girls a little creepy.
Creepy, you say? My, how utterly mysterious and menacing.
And you never take me seriously.
On the contrary, I take you more seriously than you take yourself. I simply portray it lightly. But you, on the other hand, take yourself lightly, but you act very grim.
I never know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, I tell you, I'll bring an end to this little mystery. Yes, you're right. There is a game afoot. You'll find the rules for the game in the writings of Darwin and the Hindu mystics. Yes, and the name of the game is life.
You call that an answer?
Yes, it's a clue. It's a clue to a bigger answer. You're a scientist. You figure it out. Oh, God, I'm up for a nap. Let me know when Lump stops in.
So, I'm cruising down.
You're looking better.
Martin, come over here. How's the fire coming?
Lump's looking after it.
Lump?
Oh, that's the man that found you? He's sort of our manservant.
Man.
So you didn't want to stay out there yourself?
No. Should I?
Thought you'd have wanted to. Norman has just been telling us the best stories.
Sorry, I missed it.
It's just some nonsense about some of the rescue operations our company's been a part of. Sit down. Have some of this cider. It's some of the best stuff I've ever had.
Cider? You made hot cider?
Well, I had to. It must have gotten quite a chill out there yesterday.
We all did.
He looks a lot better today.
Well, I was unconscious yesterday. How could I not?
How could he not? Especially with such good company to take care of him.
Oh, amen to that, brother. You know, I don't think anybody knew you people were on this island.
Now, where have I heard that before?
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Papa likes to keep his secrets, including where he lives.
Well, don't either of you like to frequent the towns? Or...
Not much.
We're content to stay here with Papa.
Don't ask. I've tried.
Well, to each his own.
So tell me, sport, what are the chances of us getting picked up now that they're looking for both of us?
You know, I'd like to think that both of us should be out here by this afternoon. One of our rescue planes should spot your fire miles away.
That's a shame. I mean, not that we don't wish you well, but we were just getting to know you.
Well, now that I know where you are, I'll be sure to stop by and visit. I only live some 30-some miles from here.
That would be wonderful. We don't get visitors often.
Oh, and we're not likely to see Martin again. He's going back to the big city.
It's nice to know I'll be missed.
Well, now that they got you, Martin, I'm sure I'll be going back on my own, so. Just what are we going back for anyway, exactly? You know, this one here, she gives one of the best neck rubs I've ever experienced. And her? She gives a foot massage like you wouldn't believe.
I believe it.
Cider, Martin.
No, thank you. I suddenly feel as though I should go and help Lump spot all those planes and ships that are coming for us.
Suit yourself.
Yeah, good idea. Go out there and reel in our rescuers, Martin. And meanwhile, there's more in here for me.
Watch that bump on his head so it doesn't expand.
You
Absolutely.
into a brick wall.
Lump. You seen anything? Why aren't you at the lookout? What's the matter? Hey!
Well, you're looking better.
Holy shit.
The correct lines are, where am I? Followed by the ubiquitous line, what happened? And then I say something rather banally sobering, like, well, you fell unconscious. Oh, better yet, you had a little accident. But don't worry, you'll still be able to play the violin, Martin.
Lump hit me.
Don't be silly. What did you do to him?
I was going to check the fire beacon. What do you mean?
Well, fights are seldom unprovoked.
Fight? He pushed me down a hill.
Oh, take it easy. It'll take more than a couple of aspirin to soothe it out, I'm sure.
You put him up to it, didn't you? What the hell's going on here? Time is it? How long have I been out?
Not long.
Did anyone see the beacon?
Nope.
No one came?
No, nobody came.
Is the fire still going?
Well, I kept Lump looking out for it.
Great. He attacked me.
Oh, now don't be silly. Lump? Why? He wouldn't hurt a fly.
Where's Norman?
Well, I think he's out at the beacon right now, or perhaps he's on his way back because it is getting dark. And unless you want me to set the whole island on fire, there's no point in having a smoke signal going on in the dark. Now, in fact, I imagine Lump is probably putting it out right now. But we can start tomorrow, you know.
Someone should have seen that thing. Hell, they got 2 to recover now.
I'll have your supper sent up by one of the girls. We will not expect you at the table, Martin.
Well, if he didn't attack me, how'd I get this bump on my head?
Here we are. Sit up. Let's get you started.
I don't want any.
Now, don't be like that. You can't blame us if you're accident prone.
Accident? How did I get this?
I don't know.
Who found me then? I didn't walk here by myself.
Lump found you.
And what's that tell you?
Are you gonna make me stand here with this all day?
Take it away.
You need something. Now sit up. Stop acting like a pouty little child. Here you go. For the pain. Now be a good boy. It's peyote buttons. I'll get you some headphones and a Jimi Hendrix poster later. When you're up and about, you can argue all you want. I'll send Sister in later to check on you.
No one saw the fire, did they?
I suspect not, otherwise you'd be out of here by now.
Why do you think that is?
Not in the right area?
They were in the right area, all right.
Meaning what?
Where's Norman? Send him in here.
He's asleep.
Sleep? I thought he was just at the beacon.
He was. It wore him out. As all this talking will do to you. Eat your supper and get your rest. You both need it.
So, what do you sense about Martin?
I think we can push him a little bit further.
He's a little hot under the collar, but he can be pushed.
And what about the other, Norman?
Stick a ring in his nose, you could lead him around like a steer.
Yeah.
Well, do either of you have any preference?
Not really.
They're both kind of cute.
Well, cuteness aside, although I'm not dismissing physical attraction, my dear, I know it's important, but we are considering the future here, and we have important considerations. Now, are there any votes? Well, then we'll leave things as they are right now and see how it develops, eh?
Norman, wake up.
Huh?
I don't trust these people. I think we should get out of here.
In the middle of the night?
Jesus, you're stinking drunk.
Hey, man. I got some good booze around here.
All right.
Hey.
Hey, probably freeze to death anyway. No,
Hey.
Not that you feel anything. No. Sleep it off, Gonzo. I'll try and figure out a way out for both of us.
Get dressed.
Just couldn't wait until I had my morning coffee.
You want to be rescued, don't you? You city folk are much too soft.
Well, I hate to spoil your self-satisfaction,
But your little hermitage here, for all its, self-styled segregation, it's hardly what I would call roughing it.
Well, what would you call roughing it, then?
Spending all winter in a wigwam.
Well, you do have a point there, but I hardly care.
How do you get around this fast on that leg?
Self-satisfaction, my boy. Self-satisfaction.
This isn't the beacon point. Where are we?
No, it isn't. It's someplace new.
Yeah? And?
And I want to show you something. A surprise. I want you to take a good look over this ridge here, right out there.
Better be good.
Oh, yes, it is, Martin, it is. Look out there. You see what I'm talking about?
Damn stupid! Oh, good one, Martin. Oh. Hey! Hey! Hallowell! Hallowell! Now come out, little piggy. I have something for you.
And I think that's all. Oh, no, wait a minute. I think we're going to need some dish soap, too. Yeah, we're just about out of it now. Martin, I'll be right with you. Yes, Emma, I'll have Lump come in later and pick it up. Yes. Thanks now. Oh, yeah, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, you too. Okay, bye-bye now.
You have a phone?
Of course. Do you take us for idiots moving out here to this island without means of communication with the mainland?
You told me you didn't.
Well, it wasn't convenient to let you in on that piece of information.
Convenient?
But I believe we can now that you're no longer a necessity.
What?
Would you like to have some tea, Martin? I just made a pot of it. Orange spice. You know it's Ginger Lynn's favorite. Thank you. You know, a conversation is much more pleasant without a weapon in hand. Sit, Martin. Come on, sit down. Go ahead. I'm sure you've been wandering around the island for hours. You must be exhausted.
I don't know this island as well as you do.
Oh, well, you get used to it. But it doesn't matter in your case anyway.
What's going on here?
I'm sending you home, Martin. That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
Huh?
You've been replaced, Martin. Would you like to have some tea?
Replaced?
Mm-hmm. We don't need you anymore. Follow me.
Hey, Marty. How you doing? This place great or what? Oh, no. Oh. Get off.
Lump will take you into town. He'll drive you there. Your gear is all ready and packed.
Drive me?
Yes. I'm afraid there is a little bridge off the jetty at the far end of the island. In fact, this coming summer, I plan on building a rather large place there with all the modern conveniences. I think I'll rent this one out to the tourists. You see, Martin, I've done rather well in the market. Just before you arrived, I had a satellite dish installed. I get a big bang out of listening to the weather reports from Bangladesh and Zambia. Oh, Lump, will you get his things, please?
Wait a minute. You kept me here? Letting me think I was stranded for how long? Knocking me on the head and pushing me down hills, and now I'm just being kicked out? Why? I think I'm owed an explanation.
But I told you, we no longer need you.
Need me for what?
My dear boy, can't you guess? We have Norman.
What's he got to do with this?
Everything. Well, I admit he's a bit of an idiot. It's the sort of fodder you find around in these small towns here. But you'll have to admit that he's certainly virile. I liked you better, actually. You were more thoughtful, quite a bit like me. But he is more virile, and that is what ultimately counts. My boy, you were an absolute washout.
Wait a minute.
Now,
Are you trying to tell me that you're trying to play matchmaker for some kind of stud service for your daughters?
clever boy. But you think what you would like. Ah, I see Lump's here with your things. Lump, will you escort our guest off the premises?
Wait a minute. You're not getting rid of me that easily.
Oh?
Hey! Hey! Wait a minute. Damn it, wait a minute! God! Yeah, it's Martin. I'm fine. No. I just got back to my room. I'll tell you when I get back. Look, No. It's been weird, okay? I'm gonna be out of contact. Just leave a message on my machine, okay? Look, I'll see you when I get back, okay? Okay. Okay. Bye.
You wish.
You are so completely dead. Dead. Oh.
Don't you have a home to go to?
I thought you left, Marty.
Or a job or something?
Nothing important, I guess.
Do you know what kind of people these are?
What kind of people are we?
There's a dirt road on the other side of the island. Connects with the freeway.
No shit. Could have saved us a bit of trouble.
How did you get on a Coast Guard boat?
I was never on a Coast Guard boat. A friend of mine dropped me off. I'm a volunteer.
Look, man. You're probably as big a dupe in this as I am. Look, just pack your things and go. I'll handle these people.
Handle?
Why should I go? Just because you got some kind of grievance?
They're operating some sort of scam here. And you're right in the middle of it, you moron. Look, pack your things and go if you know what's best for you.
You know, you've gotten very good at ordering people about.
If you don't mind, Marty, I'll be the judge of what's for my own good or not.
Run and tell Papa we've got a problem out here.
Oh, yes. Run get Papa. Tell him to bring Sasquatch with him, too. Get smart, buddy. Pack your stuff and blow.
No. I don't have to listen to you.
You know, I didn't know you were the arrogant type.
Just the pissed off type.
Mr. DeBaines, you've returned to us, whatever for.
Seems all my sample jars were empty.
Well, no one has touched your samples.
Doesn't matter. I have to finish my work.
Will you leave then? I sense you're in a rather bad mood, and you certainly have worn out your welcome with us a long time ago.
I want to see him packing first,
Just what is that to you?
so he doesn't end up like me.
You mean you're here on an altruistic errand? Who is expected to believe that?
You're all a bunch of frauds.
Frauds? Who's practicing the fraud here? You came here claiming to save Norman when you're here for your own special interests. Well, Norman has a home with us now, the same one that you had when you were too stupid to realize it. Well, now your place has become his. So, Martin, go home. Nobody wants you around here anymore.
What do you see in this guy?
It isn't me, it's them. And what's good enough for them is good enough for me.
He's better.
Better at what?
You know.
How would you know?
You're not accomplishing anything by being here.
Just what kind of sick game are you playing here? How could you... I've never been given a chance to...
Oh, but you have, Martin. You have been given a chance. You have been given a chance indeed.
Hey, that's the brakes, pal. Are you crazy?
Here, Martin. Finish him off. Kill him! Well, don't hesitate. Kill him!
Kill him! Kill him!
Kill him!
Kill him!
Kill him!
Kill him!
Come on, Martin!
Martin, you won! All you have to do is finish him off, and they're both yours.
Kill him!
Kill him!
Kill him, Martin! Kill him!
It's winner take all.
Kill him! Kill him!
Don't wait. This isn't a democracy. It's the strongest that survive. Don't go soft on us now. I guess I'll have to finish the job myself. Some people are just not right up to the whole thing, huh? Howard, go on. Get out of here.
You were really brave out there.
I've never seen such fire in anyone.
And you showed mercy. I'm glad.
Me too. It means you can be gentle.
Where are you going?
Home.
Home? This place is your home.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I mean all of this is yours, if you pass a final test.
No. No more tests. I'd like to thank you for taking care of me, as well as for knocking me on the head a few times to keep me here. Thank you for the use of your home and the use of your daughters, but I've had enough.
Oh, I'm afraid you don't understand. You have no choice.
I'm afraid I do have a choice.
No, you don't. You have to pass a final test, and that final test is me. And then everything here will be yours.
What's your point in this, old man? Why are you doing this?
Because I can. Now, out. All right, keep going.
So where are we going?
Well, you'll see.
So how are you getting around without your cane? Or is that another deception as well?
Oh, no, the limp is real, and so is the pain. But with enough pills, I can manage a certain amount of activity.
So what did you do with Norman?
You mean while you were fucking my daughters? That certainly was a exhibition of bravado you put on yesterday.
I thought that's what you wanted.
Yes, but not from a coward. I had to put the poor bastard out of his misery myself.
I don't believe you.
Oh, no? He's lying right out there, if you want to take a look.
You left him out to rot.
Yes, the worthless shit. Let the crows get him. And the same thing will happen to you, unless you've got the balls to take this away from me and use it on me.
And then?
And then, well, everything is yours, my boy. The house, the girls, everything.
Until they show up and arrest me for a couple of murders.
Huh. Well, that's a chance you'll have to take. After all, life is a chance.
I don't know if you read the same version of Darwin as me, but I don't think it was meant to be interpreted like this.
Oh, it's the only way, my boy. It's the only way. Just keep moving.
So your plan is to shoot me like you did Norman, leave us both out to rot, and then open this place up to tourists in the summer? What are you going to do, build a memorial over our bones so they'll have a nice place to take pictures?
Well, something like that.
And none of these local yokels that don't know about you will ask any questions. And if they do, you can just add their bodies to the pile. After all, no one knows you exist.
Well, you just let me worry about that. You know, Martin, you talk too much. I'm really going to enjoy shooting you.
Well, I do what I can. So now where?
Out there.
On the ice?
Oh, is there a problem?
Isn't it a bit thin?
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'll shoot you here right on the shore so you won't get your feet wet. Martin, get out there.
Do I get a blindfold and cigarette?
I'd leave those cigarettes alone. Those damn things will kill you. All right, stop. That's good enough. Now, turn around.
Well, here we are. Sure you want to go through with this?
Why not? What have I got to lose?
Sooner or later, everything.
On the contrary, I'm in the process of gaining everything.
How do you figure?
This is a special day for me, and for you as well.
How so?
Well, I'm putting you on a mission. I want you to impregnate my daughters, both of them.
Huh?
Yes, some of that Darwinian crapola that I was spouting actually is true. I searched around for a long time looking for the right one, and nothing, that is, until you just dropped right here into my lap. Well, at first I wasn't sure it was you, but I tested you, and now I am sure it is you. You do understand, don't you, my boy?
You're talking in riddles again.
Of course you're not perfect. You do have your faults. You're assuming, of course, that this gun pointed at you is loaded when it's not. But don't move. You're safe right where you are. And that stretch of ice will lead you back safely to shore. You know, Martin, there's something special about my daughters, as there was about their mother. They are displaced. They represent the land. But you'll find that out for yourself. It's the men that come and go, and it takes the right man to stay. And you are the right man. You remind me of myself. And I wasn't such a bad fellow, if I must say so myself. And you even showed mercy for your enemies. Well, I guess I couldn't have done better if I'd ordered you out of the catalog.
Mr. Hollowell, the ice.
Oh, don't be so formal. Mr. Hollowell, we're on better terms now, and we will be even more so in the future. You know, Martin, you can actually choose your parents. Like attracts like from the spiritual world. And with my 2 daughters, I have 2 points of entry. Yes, I have twice the chance of making it back.
I really don't think you should be standing there.
Of course, the nest will be a little crowded. 2 baby birds, but it will make me strong. Look what happened with you and Norman. It made you strong.
I don't follow.
Oh, sure you do. Kiss my girls goodbye. They're such sweethearts. And finish off my new home. You'll just love it. The blueprints, they're all in place. The contracts have all been signed.
Hollowell!
Wish me luck. Papa!
You read too much.
I like to stay informed.
Oceanography.
Maybe I'm interested in investing in a kelp farm.
Plenty of time for that later.
Mister needs time away from his studies.
Yes, yes, my precious doves. I'm afraid it's going to be a long, cold winter.
It won't be so bad.